Alright, we're doing more bad movies, and now we have Return to the House on Haunted Hill, 2007. And I can actually attest, my girlfriend did buy this movie. She did buy it, and I can prove it because it's got the slipcase, which usually comes with the newer DVDs. Now, I will defend her in saying that she bought this on an impulse purchase with the original House on Haunted Hill and the remake. So I guess, complete the trilogy. First thing I want to say, though, is that they say this went directly to video. And it says unrated, as if there were a rated version, but whatever. Usually you can tell how bad movies are by the quotes, and there's only one on the back here. It says, gruesome and inventive death scenes wrapped in a tense mystery. Jeffrey Combs channels pure evil. Says Scott Lane Winston of horror.com. Well, of course they're going to say it's good. It's a site that reviews horror movies. That probably gets paid to review horror movies. Of course they're going to say it's good. So the film is basically in 3 acts, and those 3 acts feel like very different films. The first act is kind of like National Treasure in the fact that, there's this item in a house, and we have to go get it, and apparently it connects with the last film in some way. And then there's the second act, which is basically these gangster kids or whatever come in and decide, oh, well, we're going to find it. Meanwhile, they're all getting killed in various ways, and they're still going, I still don't believe in ghosts! I know I just saw one kill somebody, but I still don't believe in ghosts! And then the third act, it turns into Raiders of the Lost Ark. Because they end up going and finding this idol, and then there's ghosts everywhere, and apparently I really don't know what happens. They get the idol, and then the ghosts disappear, I guess. It was it probably would have helped if I saw the remake from 2001. I didn't see the remake because it didn't look that good, but my girlfriend did, so she's going to talk about it now.
Now, I bought this because I had been reading the Wikipedia article on this and saw that they were making a sequel. Now, I didn't necessarily think that they needed a sequel for this movie, but they do what they want to do when it comes to movies that make money. And apparently this one made money, and so they hoped maybe this one would make money, but then maybe not so much because they didn't release it in theaters. It just went straight to DVD. And so I looked for it in the store on the day it came out, I think, maybe. Was it? Was it the day it came out?
Yeah, it was Halloween of 2007.
Halloween of 2007. Yeah, maybe I bought it on the day that came out, or maybe shortly after. They didn't have it at Target, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, but they did have it at Best Buy, or maybe it was the other way around. I don't know, but apparently I bought this at the same time, which I don't really remember. But, so I bought this and watched this and thought it was okay and tried to defend it to him for some reason, which I don't really remember now because I don't remember much that was good about it other than I just kind of bought it and I felt bad that I bought it, but since I'm so stubborn, I couldn't admit it to him at the time. But I bought this and I watched the original. And it's not very much like the remake at all. In fact, it's kind of boring. And, Vincent Price is good and everything, but it's not scary. I mean, by their standards and the fact, had skeletons floating across theaters, that would have been scary. But by today's standards, watching it in your house, not scary.
And you need to get the home version.
This one doesn't even take place in an asylum, it's just an old house. It kind of
hence
doesn't
the name.
Have the same appeal, Well,
the House on Haunted Hill.
So what? I like asylums better.
Yeah, why didn't they just call it that? The Asylum on Haunted Hill.
It doesn't sound as cool, and then you wouldn't realize it was a remake.
It'd sound better, I guess.
I guess.
But you should.
I don't know.
You need the home version of the original, where you can attach the skeleton to it.
You can have skeletons flying through my apartment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's one of those films that work good if you were showing it at like a Halloween kids party, and you just had like one of those like fake skeletons hanging above the ceiling.
Well, you know what? Next year we'll throw a party for my brother and see what how that works out. How's that sound, huh? Well, apparently in the HD and Blu-ray versions, you can decide to stick around for the lesbian sex scene and avoid Bandicoot and escape the house, or at least she can.
So it's like a choose your own adventure book.
Yeah, only in a movie. You also see more of the hospital, like the crematorium and the hydro chamber. Is that what it's called? The freezing water chamber.
Yeah, I think so.
There's also a shower. And
So if you got a boner for scenery,
yeah,
you'll love this movie.
Which I tend to like. I've played the Silent Hill games, so kind of into that kind of ambience type thing. And, you know, freaky hospital themes. I guess I like that too.
And lesbians. You gotta love lesbians.
Sure. And, I don't know, it doesn't have any characters other than Bandicoot from the original. Well, most of them die in the original. I mean, not the original, but the remake, the first one, you know, not to confuse the two. It briefly has the girl that survived in the last movie at the end. It has her in the beginning of this one, but she dies right away. And she apparently has a sister who carries on the story and is kidnapped, and there's something about an idol, and it's really all just like, it's pushing it.
Do you think
it's taking it too far?
Well, you know why they didn't follow the story from the last one?
Why is
because
that?
This one was written by a person who's had no experience, and it was directed by an amateur director. I've looked at their profiles on IMDb. That they're like short. I know you were really giddy about wanting this film to work.
I wanted it to be good because I liked the first one. I mean, I didn't love the first one, but it was entertaining. But then this was nothing like the first one, just like the first one was nothing like the original House on Haunted Hill, other than Jeffrey Rush kind of, or is it pronounced Joffrey Rush? I don't know. Captain Barbossa kind of looks like Vincent Price, although apparently in one of the extras or something, he was supposed to look like John Waters, or that's where he was going with the mustache, and I don't get that at all.
Doesn't John Waters kind of look like Vincent Price?
Maybe if Vincent Price was anorexic.
I still don't believe in ghosts.
That was so stupid. The villain in this movie is a complete retard. No offense to the retards out there. You're much smarter than this Desmond character.
You're going to hell.
Okay, so is there anything good about this film? Well, yes, there is. There is one good laugh in this film, and it's kind of unintentional, mind you. It's this one shot. This shot, he kind of makes a little bit of a joke here, but this guy in the back is grinning. And I don't know why, but it made me laugh. Like, a lot. Some of the kills looked okay, plus there's lesbians, and not to mention that there's I forgot to mention that there's ghost zombie lesbians in this too. So, you know, you kids who like to see lots of tits and everything, this would be a good pick for you kids. But everyone else, you know, if you're not amused by ghosts killing people and tits and something about an idol, this is not a good movie.
And random guys smiling in the background.
If you like random guys smiling in the backgrounds of films and that brings a smile to your face, like it did to mine, you might laugh at this. It's your standard horror video movie. Not good enough for theaters. Subpar acting, subpar writing, subpar directing, totally forgettable.
Still better than Totem, though. Woo!
Hey, you're stealing his technique. You're stealing, that is a trademark technique.